The vacation app is too hard to use, by user Railfan 101. I work on the railroad, and for many years, we've been stuck in the old days of doing everything by paper. It has taken us years to transition to digital, and at my specific railroad, nothing ever happens quickly, but it does eventually happen. This year, we've been fortunate enough to finally have a way to digitally request vacations. Previously we've had to put in a paper form months in advance, to request specific weeks. This year the company finally offered a way to submit vacation using the company portal. I hopped on board this thing right away, as I recall last year's form took me 8 tries before it was accepted. Why would it take that long? Because we had to fax it. Yes, until this year, faxing was the only acceptable way of submitting vacations. And if that didn't work, well, you were out of luck. Because I hopped onto this so quickly, naturally a lot of my co-workers would be turning to me to help them with their vacations. I'm considered more tech-savvy than my co-workers, as a lot of them seem to be allergic to computers in general. In fact, one co-worker refuses to leave the 1960s, and anything more modern he thinks is work of the devil. This user is what this story is based on. You see, with every change to digital that we have introduced, he has pushed back, so much so that management is tired of it. I am not in management at all, but I am good friends with a couple supervisors who has openly complained about this person when he wasn't in the room. One day earlier this week, this user was trying to submit his vacations using the old paper form for the 6th time. The deadline was Thursday evening, and he was doing this Wednesday afternoon. I was about to walk out for my next run referring to a train I had to work, and this guy stopped me to complain once again about the company rejecting his vacation request. Number myself, me in convo. Number moron, the user not listening. Number moron, hey number myself, any chance you could help me? I'm sick of the company rejecting the vacation requests I put in. Can you look at my form and tell me what I'm doing wrong? Number myself, as I've already told you before, those paper forms are no longer valid. You have to use the new portal form online. I could show you how to use it, but I need to do my run. Number moron, can't you just show me a crash course real quick? Number myself, last time you asked me to do that, I got stuck here babysitting you, yes I actually said that, and you whined like a child because you couldn't figure it out. I'm not doing that again. I point to the side wall that had a printout of the directions for filling out the portal form. The directions are right there. Do yourself a favor and actually learn something. I need to go now, figure it out, since you won't listen to me. Slams door. Was I an ass? Yes, because I had previously tried to teach this fool several times in the past and he never listened. Well, I would learn what happens when I tell off a senior coworker who really deserved it. I got back to the rail yard after my run to find the coworker gone, but a note with my name on it. A supervisor overheard number moron complaining about my lack of help, and wanted me to help him the next morning. I nearly yelled in frustration when I saw who the supervisor was. Number Kevin did this. If you don't know who I mean, I'm referring to the Kevin in this story I posted years ago, https://www.reddit.com/r/stories-about-kevin/Kevin_N_the_radio/ yes, this is the same person, and they are back at the base I work from. I was so pissed this happened. I'm not in management, I'm not IT, hell, I'm not in any way, shape or form in any kind of higher tier field where such a request would be valid. So not only was I angry, but I was also confused as to why this request was being made of me in the first place. The next morning, I went right to number Kevin's office and very strongly asked why the heck I of all people was being asked to do this. I'll spare you the very drawn-out conversation, but it boiled down to, I was seemingly the only one nearby who knew how to use the confounded vacation form, and I should help out number moron with it. I was even more confused here, because this form was not hard to use at all. It only required 4 spaces, your name, ID number, work location, and the week you are requesting off. I'm purposely leaving out a couple other fields that were in there as they are not relevant, because the system would autofill those fields once you inputted your name into the name field. Despite my pleas to not have me do this, because it wasn't my job, number Kevin didn't care. So cue me spending way more time than I want to admit trying and failing to teach this old crow, number moron, how to use a very simple vacation form. Every possible thing you can think of that someone who's never used a computer before would do, he did it. Physically lifting the mouse and slamming it on the screen, then complaining nothing was happening, trying to use the monitor as a touch screen when it was not in fact a touch screen, using his whole fist to try to type on the keyboard, then when that didn't work, tried to type one finger at a time, then complained about the keyboard letters not being in alphabetical order. It was exhausting, and in the moment, I envied my dad at being able to handle such issues for as long as he did. I wish I could say we eventually got it, but sadly no. Number moron, after the 4th hour, yes we tried to fill out a 5-minute form for 4 hours, just got up, swung his bag over his back, nearly whacking my head in the process, he missed and I was not injured, and just walked out, declaring this vacation app is too hard to use, just at the precise moment number Kevin walked in to check on progress. Number moron didn't give him a chance to ask anything, instead flipping the bird at him and me, hurled some choice profanity at both of us, and marched out, slamming the door behind him. He left the room without another word, and I went home, already having missed my entire scheduled runs for the day. In case you guys ask, number moron's lack of filling out this form does not mean he won't get a vacation, but rather he won't get a choice in what week his vacation is, as it's company policy that anyone who doesn't fill out the form by the deadline will be randomly assigned a vacation during a time of year where workload will be light. After this experience, you can bet I'll never let myself get into this position again. And for those of you who deal with this on a daily basis, I have a newfound respect for you guys. I don't know how you do it every day. Hope this was an okay read for you guys. Wasn't sure how relevant it would be to this subreddit, but I felt it probably qualified.